Someone says, "How's your day going?" You understand the words, but your mind suddenly goes quiet.
Yes, then I answer, fine, and the conversation ends before it really begins.
Hello, lovely learner. Welcome back to Everyday English Learning, where simple conversations become easier, warmer, and more natural.
Hi there, I'm Jake.
And I'm Lily. Today, we'll practice real English answers you can actually use.
I like that, because knowing English is different from answering quickly in a real moment.
Exactly. A good answer does not need to be long or perfect.
That helps. My problem is building a perfect sentence before I speak.
And while you build it, the other person is standing there, smiling, and waiting.
Yes, my brain opens a meeting, but nobody knows who the manager is.
That made me laugh. Today, we'll make those moments smaller, clearer, and easier.
Will I just listen, or will I answer too?
You'll do both. We'll guide you through short conversations, then give you space to answer.
Good. I want natural answers that still feel safe for a beginner.
Then remember one idea. You usually need a short answer plus one small extra detail.
For example, I'm good. I just finished lunch.
Exactly. That extra detail gives the other person something easy to respond to.
So I do not need a clever answer. I just need something useful.
Right. We'll practice greetings, preferences, simple problems, and easy follow-up questions.
But what if I do not understand the question at all?
Then you need a recovery phrase. One simple phrase can save many everyday conversations.
Now I want that phrase, because that is exactly where I usually freeze.
That phrase is, "Sorry, could you say that again?"
Simple. I know every word, but I often forget the whole sentence when I feel nervous.
That is why short recovery phrases matter. You do not need to understand everything the first time.
So if someone asks me something quickly, I can say, sorry, could you say that again?
Exactly. It sounds polite, natural, and useful in many everyday situations.
I like that it gives me a little more time too.
Yes, and sometimes the second time is enough because the person speaks more slowly.
What if I understand the question, but I still do not know how to answer?
Then use the same idea from before. Give a short answer, then add one small detail.
Let us test that. Ask me something normal.
How was your weekend?
Good.
That answer is correct, but it gives me almost nothing to continue with.
Yes, it is like closing the door very politely.
Exactly. Try again with one detail.
It was good. I stayed home and watched a movie.
Much better. Now I can ask, what did you watch?
So the extra detail creates the next question.
Right. You are not trying to impress anyone. You are giving the conversation a place to go.
That feels easier than thinking, I need an interesting answer.
Let us try another one. What do you usually do after work?
I usually go home. Sometimes I cook dinner.
Nice. That sounds natural. And now I can ask what you like to cook.
Okay, but beginners often know the answer in their own language first.
True. In that moment, choose the easiest English you can use, not the most exact English possible.
Can you show me what that looks like?
Imagine you want to say you enjoy quiet evenings because your job is tiring.
My first thought might be too complicated, and then I stop speaking.
So make it smaller. You can say, I like quiet evenings because work is tiring.
That is not fancy, but it says the real thing.
Exactly. Clear English is useful English.
I think some learners wait for a perfect sentence because mistakes feel embarrassing.
They can, but a short, clear answer often works better than a perfect sentence that never comes out.
That is painfully accurate.
Let us make this practical. What kind of food do you like?
I like spicy food, especially noodles.
Good. Now ask me a follow-up question.
What about you? Do you like spicy food?
I do, but not extremely spicy food. I still want to taste my dinner.
Okay, that made me laugh. I have had meals where my mouth forgot every other flavor.
And that gives us another useful skill. React to one detail before asking your next question.
So I could say, that sounds intense. Do you eat spicy food often?
Exactly. A conversation becomes easier when you listen for one small thing you can respond to.
That sounds more manageable than trying to understand every word.
It is. Listen for the main idea, then notice one useful detail.
What if I need more time before I answer?
You can say, let me think for a second. It is natural, and it keeps the conversation open.
I like that. It is better than making a long silent face.
Yes. A small phrase tells the other person you are still with them.
So now I have 3 tools. Ask for repetition, give one extra detail, and buy a little thinking time.
Exactly. And there is one more problem we should practice next.
Let me guess. The question is easy, but I understand it in the completely wrong way.
Exactly. Sometimes the words are familiar, but the meaning goes in a different direction.
That happened to me at a coffee shop once, and I answered a question nobody had asked.
I need this story. What did the barista say?
She asked, "Is that for here or to go?" I heard to go, so I said, "Yes."
The famous answer that fits almost any question and somehow answers none of it.
Exactly. She looked at me kindly and asked again, "For here or to go?"
And what did you do the second time?
I finally understood. I said, "Oh, to go, please."
That is a perfect example because the problem was not vocabulary. It was recognizing the question shape.
Right. I knew here, go, and please, but my brain did not connect them fast enough.
Many everyday questions come in familiar shapes. Once you recognize the shape, answering becomes much easier.
So instead of hearing 5 separate words, I can hear one complete question.
Exactly. Let us take for here or to go as one useful chunk.
Then my answer can stay simple. For here, please, or to go, please.
Yes. Now imagine the barista asks, anything else?
My weak answer would probably be, no, finish.
I understand what you mean, but no, finish does not sound natural there.
What would you say instead?
Try, no, that's all, thanks.
No, that's all, thanks.
Good. Now I will be the barista. Anything else?
No, that's all, thanks.
Perfect. That phrase is useful in cafes and shops.
I like it because I do not have to invent a new sentence every time.
Exactly. Useful chunks reduce what you must build right now.
But sometimes I hear one word wrong, and then the whole question feels strange.
Then do not guess too quickly. Use a small clarification question.
Like our phrase from before, sorry, Could you say that again?
Yes. Or if one part is unclear, you can say, Sorry, did you say Tuesday?
That feels very useful because I can check only the part I missed.
Exactly. Here is a reusable sentence model. Sorry, did you say Tuesday?
So I could also say, sorry, did you say $15?
Yes. Or, Sorry, did you say table 6?
That is much better than pretending I understood and hoping for a miracle.
Fair. Hope is not a strong conversation strategy when someone is waiting for an answer.
Especially when they are holding my coffee.
Let us try a different situation. You are meeting a coworker, and she asks, Are you free after lunch?
I might hear free lunch and get excited about food.
Okay, that made me laugh. Understandable, but dangerous for your lunch expectations.
Then I should slow down and check. Sorry, did you say after lunch?
Exactly. She says yes, and then you know she is asking about your time, not offering food.
I can answer, yes, I'm free after lunch. What do you need?
Great! Notice how your answer does two jobs. It answers the question and invites the next step.
That feels more natural than just saying, yes.
Exactly. Now let us make it slightly harder. Someone asks, What have you been up to lately?
That question always sounds bigger than it really is.
It means, What have you been doing recently?
Then I can say, I've been busy with work, but I started walking in the evenings.
Yes. Short answer, small detail, and something easy to ask about.
So the real skill is not having a perfect answer ready for each question.
Right. It is recognizing common question shapes, checking unclear details, and giving the conversation one clear next step.
And if I misunderstand, I can repair it instead of feeling like the conversation is ruined.
Exactly. A small repair often sounds normal.
Good, because next I want to know what to do when my answer is correct but still sounds too short or too direct.
That is an important difference. A short answer can be clear, but it can still feel a little closed.
So the problem is not always grammar. Sometimes the answer needs a warmer shape.
Exactly. Imagine someone asks, Did you like the restaurant?
I could say, yes.
Correct, but very flat.
Or I could say, yes, I did. The soup was really good.
Much warmer, you answered. Then added one detail that invites a response.
So short does not mean rude, but short plus nothing can sometimes feel cold.
Right. Tone depends on the situation, your voice, and the relationship.
That matters. I do not want beginners thinking every one-word answer is a social disaster.
Exactly. If a cashier asks, Do you need a bag? Then, no thanks, is completely natural.
Good. I was about to add my life story at the grocery store.
Please do not explain your childhood to the cashier unless they ask.
Fair. So I need to know when to stop and when to add a little more.
Yes. Here is the distinction. Some questions are practical, and some questions are conversational.
Practical questions usually need a direct answer.
Exactly. Cash or card? Card, please. Window or aisle? Window, please.
But conversational questions usually need a little more space.
Right. How was your trip can become, It was great. The weather was beautiful.
Then the other person can say, nice. What did you do there?
Exactly. Now let us try a more difficult one. Someone asks, "Do you like your new job?"
I say, it's okay,
That is natural, but it can sound uncertain.
which might be exactly what I mean.
True. If you want to sound honest but not negative, say, "It's going well. I'm still getting used to it."
I'm still getting used to it. It sounds balanced.
Yes, it means something is becoming more familiar, but it is not fully comfortable yet.
So it works for a new job, a new city, or speaking English more often.
Exactly. It gives you a middle answer when great feels too strong and bad feels wrong.
That is useful because real feelings are often in the middle.
Very often. Now try this. A neighbor asks, "Do you like living here?"
Yes, I do. I'm still getting used to the traffic though.
Nice. Though adds a small contrast without turning the whole answer negative.
It sounds more human too.
Yes. Natural conversation often includes a positive point and a small limitation.
But can that become too complicated for a beginner?
It can. That is why the first goal is still a clear answer.
Then I add warmth only when I have enough language and time.
Exactly. Think, answer first. Add one detail if it helps.
That feels easier than trying to sound friendly, fluent, interesting, and perfect at the same time.
Yes. Too many goals can make your mind freeze.
I know that feeling. My brain starts preparing a speech for a question about lunch.
Okay, that made me laugh. "What did you eat?" does not need a keynote address.
Good. Let us test one more situation.
A classmate asks, "What do you think of the course?"
I could say, I like it. The teacher explains things clearly.
Great. Now make it slightly more balanced.
I like it. The teacher explains things clearly, but the homework takes me a long time.
Perfect. Clear, honest, and easy to follow.
So, the key is not making every answer longer. It is choosing whether the moment needs only information or a little connection.
Exactly. That choice is more useful than memorizing one perfect answer for every question.
Then next, I want a simple system I can use when I have only a few seconds to respond.
Let us make that system very simple. You can remember 3 steps: answer, add, and ask.
Answer, add, and ask. That sounds manageable.
First, answer the question clearly. Second, add one useful detail. Third, ask something back when it feels natural.
So I do not need all 3 steps every single time.
Exactly. Practical questions may need only the first step.
Like, do you need a bag? No thanks.
Right. But conversational questions often benefit from the second or third step.
Let us try one.
How was your morning?
It was good. I had coffee with my brother. How was yours?
Perfect. You answered, added one detail, and invited me to continue.
That feels natural because the question is friendly, not just practical.
Good. Now let us test it in a harder situation.
I am ready, although my imaginary brain is already asking for extra preparation time.
Fair. Your imaginary brain may use, "Let me think for a second."
Excellent. That brain has finally learned something useful.
A coworker asks, "What do you think about the new schedule?"
Let me think for a second. I think it is okay, but I am still getting used to it.
Nice. That is honest and balanced.
Could I add, the earlier start is difficult for me though.
Yes, that gives a clear reason without sounding dramatic.
Then I could ask, how is it working for you?
Exactly. Now you have a full conversational answer.
What if I do not understand the question?
Then the system pauses. First, repair the conversation.
Sorry, could you say that again?
Yes, or check one detail with, sorry, did you say Thursday?
Then, after I understand, I can return to answer, add, and ask.
Exactly. Repair first, then continue.
That makes the system feel realistic, because conversations do not always go smoothly.
Right. Ease does not mean never getting confused. It means knowing what to do next.
I like that distinction.
Let us try a difficult social question. Someone asks, "Why are you so quiet today?"
That question could make me uncomfortable.
Then you do not have to give a personal explanation.
I could say, I am just a little tired today, but I am okay.
Good, clear, polite, and not too personal.
And I do not need to ask something back if I want the topic to end.
Exactly. The third step is optional, especially when you need a boundary.
That is important. Good conversation is not the same as answering everything.
Right. Now let us practice together.
Good. Give me one question and I will build the answer.
What kind of movies do you like?
I like comedies. I usually watch them when I want to relax. What about you?
Nice. Now your turn, listener. Answer this question aloud. What do you usually do after dinner?
Start with one clear answer. Then add one small detail.
If it feels natural, finish with a simple question such as, "What about you?"
And if you need time, say, let me think for a second.
If you miss the question, say, "Sorry, could you say that again?"
If one detail is unclear, check it instead of guessing.
So now the answer no longer has to appear perfectly in your mind.
You have a small path. Repair if needed, answer clearly, add one detail, and ask when it helps.
That is the whole idea we promised at the beginning.
And now we are ready to make these phrases easier to remember and easier to use.
Let us turn the phrases from today into 5 meaning moments you can actually remember.
Good. I want phrases that come back quickly when someone is waiting for me.
First, "Sorry, could you say that again?" Use it when you did not understand the whole question.
It sounds polite, and it is better than pretending I understood.
Exactly. Repeat. "Sorry, could you say that again?"
Sorry, could you say that again?
Now imagine someone speaks quickly at a store. You miss the question. What do you say?
Sorry, could you say that again?
Perfect. The second phrase is, "Let me think for a second."
That phrase gives me time without creating an uncomfortable silence.
Right. It means, "I need a short moment before I answer."
So it is useful when the question is easy, but my answer needs a moment.
Exactly. Repeat. "Let me think for a second."
Let me think for a second.
Now I ask, "What do you like about your neighborhood?"
Let me think for a second. I like the small park near my apartment.
Nice. You used the phrase, answered clearly, and added one detail.
I am beginning to trust small answers more.
Third, remember, I'm still getting used to it.
We use that for a new job, a new city, and other changes.
Yes, it means something is becoming familiar, but it does not feel completely normal yet.
So if someone asks about my new schedule, I can say, I'm still getting used to it.
Exactly. It is honest without sounding strongly negative.
Could I add a reason after it?
Yes, I'm still getting used to it. The mornings are earlier than before.
That sounds natural and balanced.
Fourth, we have, no, that's all, thanks.
My coffee shop rescue phrase.
Yes, it is much safer than your original, no, finish.
My old sentence sounds like I am ending the entire cafe.
Okay, that made me laugh. Use, no, that's all, thanks, when you do not want anything else.
So a server or cashier asks, anything else? And I can answer naturally.
Exactly. Repeat, no, that's all, thanks.
No, that's all. Thanks.
Fifth, remember the clarification question. Sorry, did you say Thursday?
That is for checking one detail instead of asking for the whole sentence again.
Exactly. You can change the detail. Sorry, did you say $15?
Or, sorry, did you say table 6?
Good. Now let us practice some say it better upgrades.
I am ready. Give me the slightly awkward version first.
Instead of what, say, sorry, could you say that again?
Clearer and more polite.
Instead of a long silence, say, let me think for a second.
That tells the other person I am still answering.
Instead of no, finish, say, no, that's all, thanks.
Much safer for cafes everywhere.
Instead of only good, say, it was good. I stayed home and watched a movie.
One small detail gives the conversation somewhere to go.
Instead of yes to a friendly question, try, yes, I do. I especially like the weekends here.
That adds warmth without becoming a speech.
And instead of guessing an unclear detail, ask, sorry, did you say Tuesday?
That one may save me from arriving on the wrong day.
Now let us combine everything in a guided conversation.
Good. I will answer first, then the listener can try.
How is your new class going?
It is going well. I'm still getting used to the homework, though.
Nice. Listener, now answer the same question aloud in your own way.
You can begin, it is going well, then add one true detail.
Next question. What do you usually do on Sunday mornings?
Let me think for a second. I usually make breakfast and call my parents.
Your turn. Give one clear answer and one small detail.
If you want, finish with, what about you?
Now imagine you missed my next question completely.
I would say, sorry, could you say that again?
Exactly. Now imagine you heard everything except the day.
Sorry, did you say Saturday?
Good. Last practice. I am the cashier. Anything else?
No, that's all, thanks.
These phrases work because they are short enough to remember while real conversation is moving.
And each one gives me a next step instead of leaving me stuck.
That is the goal. Not perfect English, but a clear way forward.
I can repair, pause, clarify, answer, add a detail, and keep the conversation moving.
I keep thinking about that first moment when your mind went quiet after a simple question.
Me too. Now that silence feels less scary because there is always something I can do next.
Exactly. You do not need a perfect answer. You need a clear first step.
Sometimes that step is answering. Sometimes it is asking for repetition. Sometimes it is simply taking a second.
And when the moment is friendly, one small detail can make your answer feel warmer.
I like that because conversation starts to feel less like a test and more like two people building something together.
That is the real shift. Ease comes from having options, not from knowing every possible sentence.
And misunderstanding something does not mean the conversation has failed. It just means you repair it and keep going.
So here is one small action for today. Answer one everyday question with one extra detail.
It can be tiny. I'm good. I just had lunch. That is enough to create a next step.
And here is our question for you. Which everyday question is hardest for you to answer quickly?
Share that one question in the comments. It may become useful practice for another learner too.
If this episode helped, follow Everyday English Learning so you can keep practicing real conversations with us.
And remember, speaking with ease does not mean speaking without pauses. It means knowing how to move after them.
I'm Lily.
And I'm Jake.
Thanks for spending this time with us. Take one small answer into a real conversation today.
Keep it simple, keep it moving, and let the next sentence arrive when it is ready.